That wide grey sheet across the sky can be an early warning that the atmosphere is quietly loading up for rain. Altostratus clouds do not usually arrive with drama. They spread in gently, dim the sun, and often tell us that a larger weather system is moving in. Altostratus forms when moist air is lifted slowly over a broad area. As that air rises through the troposphere, it expands and cools. Once it cools enough, water vapor condenses onto tiny particles such as dust, sea salt, smoke, or pollution. Instead of growing into tall storm towers, the cloud spreads out as a smooth mid-level layer. A common trigger is airlifting ahead of a warm front. Warmer air can slide up and over cooler air near the ground rather than forcing its way upward sharply. Meteorologists call this broad, gentle lifting isentropic lifting. The result is a layered cloud deck, not a bubbling thunderstorm cloud. Moisture transport also matters. Winds can carry humid air into a region, a process called advection. When that moist air is lifted and cooled to saturation, condensation fills out the cloud sheet across a large part of the sky. That is why altostratus can look so even and widespread. Altostratus usually sits in the middle levels of the atmosphere, often around 2 to 7 kilometers above the surface. The exact height changes with season, latitude, and the temperature of the air mass. In warmer tropical air, the base may be higher than in cooler southern conditions. Inside the cloud, the ingredients can be mixed. Altostratus often contains both liquid water droplets and ice crystals. In colder parts of the cloud, some liquid droplets may even remain unfrozen for a time as supercooled water. This mixed structure helps the layer become thicker and more uniform. The grey color comes from sunlight being scattered and partly blocked through a thick cloud layer. If the altostratus is thin, the sun may still appear as a pale, watery disk. If it thickens, the sky turns flatter and darker and the sun disappears. Cloud watchers use two useful words here. Translucidus means the sun can still be seen through the cloud sheet. Opacus means the cloud is thick enough to block the sun completely. Watching that change can help you judge whether the layer is deepening. It is also useful to separate altostratus from altocumulus. Altostratus looks like one broad sheet or veil. Altocumulus is broken into patches, rolls, or rounded cloud lumps. If the sky has individual cloud pieces, it is probably altocumulus. If it is a smooth grey blanket, altostratus is more likely. Altostratus can be a stepping stone to nimbostratus, the thicker cloud type that brings more persistent rain. As the layer deepens, the cloud base may lower, the light fades, and rain can begin. Sometimes streaks called virga hang below the cloud, where rain falls but evaporates before reaching the ground. In Australian weather, altostratus commonly appears ahead of fronts in the westerly flow over southern states. It can also form wherever warm, moist air overruns cooler air. Forecasters look at layered cloud, falling cloud bases, and a fading sun as part of the wider signs of an approaching rain band. So, when you see a smooth grey deck spreading in, read the sky in stages. Is the sun fading? Is the layer thickening? Is the base lowering? Altostratus is not always rain on its own, but it is often the atmosphere setting the table. For severe weather awareness, that early clue can help you prepare before the wet weather properly arrives.